Hey Lara,
Hi,
lovely to meet you. I'm Grace, nice to meet you today. Welcome into our Nicholson & Nicholson Lawyers. Thank you so much for coming here today. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks.
Good, not too bad. Managed to find the firm alright?
I did, thank you. Yeah, the directions were great, easy.
Beautiful, I'm glad they helped out. Can I get you anything, help you settle in? Tea or coffee?
I'm fine, just the water is
water,
great.
It's been quite warm, so I've got water stocked up for you.
No, thank you.
No worries. Well, have you ever had any interactions with lawyers before?
No, this is my first time.
So you're first. Well, thank you for choosing us. I'm very grateful for that. So before we get started, I'll just run you through sort of what the purpose of today is. It's more sort of a get to know you sort of thing, so you know who the face behind all the emails is, and I can get to know you.
Thank you.
So yeah, we're just sort of trying to build our relationship, see how I can help you and what you can ask from me. So pretty much I'm just going to give you a rundown of how we work at Nicholson & Nicholson Lawyers and what options I can provide for you for whatever you may need your help with. Before I get started, I'm just going to run through, it's a preliminary, something that we do before every interview, and it's just going to explain to you sort of the concept of confidentiality, which is a lawyer term that we like to use, but I just thought I'd break it down for you. So pretty much everything that's said in these four walls stays between us and it stays between our firm. So it's not going to go out, I'm not going to go posting on Facebook about anything that you're going through. So it's just between us two or anyone else who's going to be interacting with your case. Okay. So I can assure you that you've got my trust. There are a few exceptions where I may have to tell someone else. If I feel that you or someone else is at risk, I will have to disclose to the courts or to whatever necessary bodies what the situation is. If you give me permission, however, to break confidentiality, then it's okay, that wall's dropped and I can talk what I need to. And there's a few other exceptions involving court proceedings. If you ever take proceedings against me, which I hope you don't, then we will have to break confidentiality there. But I'm assuming that we won't have any of those issues. So everything that's said today or in any future meetings, emails as well, any correspondences, is just between us.
Okay, thank you.
So you understand everything with that?
Yeah,
okay,
thank you for explaining that. Thank you.
Just wanted to make sure you felt comfortable with that. No worries. So what brings you here today? What can I do for you?
I've come today to talk to you about making some changes to my mum's will.
Yeah.
After recent events over probably the last 5 months, we're looking to put a change into my mum's will. Primarily that change would be to give me or to make me the sole beneficiary of my mum's house.
Okay.
Once she passes.
Yep.
So we need to just have, that's what I was here for, to see what we can do.
No worries.
And how we go about that.
Okay, cool, I can work with that. Could you just more deeply explain to me what these past 5 events were, just so I can get a better understanding of the situation?
Sure. Over the last 5 months, with age, Mum has started to become a little bit more forgetful. She often thinks that people are moving things in the house, that people are taking things from her, such as cleaners, carers.
Yeah.
And so she's really not mentally as alert as she was before. Probably 5 months ago, I made the decision to move in with my mum and to be her full-time carer.
Yeah.
And ideally, this role will continue.
Yeah.
And we feel that this is probably a better decision for Mum. She won't have to go into a nursing home.
Yeah.
I can care for her. She can be comfortable in an environment that she's familiar with and hopefully enjoy the last of her days in the family home, surrounded by family. Okay,
well, it sounds like you're taking great care of your mum, and obviously, your priorities is with your mum there, so it all makes sense. So just to clarify, you're full-time carer for your mother?
Yeah, I am.
So that's, not putting her into a home because that's your full-time occupation is working.
That's right, yeah. I've made the decision to be the full-time carer for my mum.
Yep.
And just to give back to my mum after everything that she did for us as kids.
Yeah, well, completely understand. So you dropped your previous, your life commitments and moved in with your mum.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, basically. Yes, yeah. I had a change in job opportunities.
Yep.
And so I decided to move in with Mum. And it was at a time where I needed somewhere to stay and Mum needed me to stay. So I guess the two aligned and it was meant to be. It was beneficial for both of us.
Understandable.
And I think probably as Mum's way of securing this working relationship or this
Yeah.
family relationship, she's asked that I now become the sole
beneficiary
for the
So
house.
is it the house, just the estate of the house, or are there other additional?
No, it's just
No,
Mum's
just the
house.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure. And is there anyone else who is involved with the prior will that this change may affect that I need to be aware of?
Yes, there is. I have 2 brothers and a
Yep.
sister.
Yep.
So in Mum's previous will, we each received equal portions
Yep.
of Mum's estate. This was obviously prior to me returning home and becoming Mum's
Yes, of
full-time
course.
carer.
Yep.
And so that's the reason for the change. But previously, it was equally shared between my 2 brothers and my sister and myself.
Okay, so just so that I'm understanding correctly, previously there was the will where the 4 of you were equal
Yep.
beneficiaries to this house, and then since you've taken up the carer role, your mum has decided that now the sole beneficiary will be you in recognition of this help that you've given her.
And also, I think to maintain the arrangement that we have at the moment.
Yeah.
I think if anything was to happen, then Mum would be at peace knowing that I was
You were
still
taken
able
care
to
of,
taken care of, and that her house would still remain in the family.
Yes, well obviously you don't want the alternative where you would have to get rid of the house, and it benefits all of you if you can keep
That's
the
exactly
house
right.
within your family, keep the ties close.
That's exactly right. So
Sure. Alright, that sounds good. I can work with that. Are there any other reactions that I need to be aware of? Anything that could impede this will being changed?
no, I'm sure there will be a reaction of some sort from my 2 brothers
Yeah.
and my sister.
Naturally, yes, I can understand.
I think they will probably see it that they've been cut out of Mum's will,
Mm-hmm.
which I guess technically in legal terms they have been.
To an extent, yes.
But that's not to say that they won't be included, and I wouldn't, out of goodwill,
Yeah.
you know, give them something in return. But I think also they would see in recognition of the fact that I've put my life on hold
Yeah.
to help Mum, that it's also benefiting them because they can continue to work and they can continue to have their lives as they know it,
Yeah.
and they know that our Mum's being cared for by family.
Okay, so have any of them taken any steps as you have to help your mother, or has it just been solely you that's caring for your mother?
Over the last 5 months, it's been solely myself. I did live interstate before that.
Well, that's a pretty big relocation for you.
Luckily, yes, but
Yeah.
Mum has a house in Sydney, so that was
Yeah,
good
yeah.
because rent is expensive.
Yes, I can imagine.
So it worked for both of us. But they did pop in and they did maintain contact with Mum,
Mhm.
but Mum's health hadn't declined at that point.
Yeah.
So the word care, they didn't actually have
Yeah.
to care for Mum
Yeah, it was more
in the
you.
role that
Yeah.
I'm doing it now.
Okay, so you seem like it seems to be a fair family interaction here, that you've cared for your mum and the house
That's right.
is
Thank
given to
you.
you in return. Yes. No worries. So I completely, can see this moving forward. I think there's definitely grounds for a change of will. Not that you do need to prove why you're changing a will, but definitely I think we can work here to make sure that you're protected and that your care for your mum is recognised and that we can change the will. So just to make sure that I've got everything aligned and, I'm seeing your story clearly, pretty much you've cared for your mum for the last 5 months.
That's
and you've
right.
made sure that she's taken care of so she doesn't have to live in a home, which is very good. It's a very nice
I
family
think it's
way.
nice to stay in your own home
Yes, of
for
course,
as long
yeah.
as possible.
It's safer, it's comfortable, I completely understand. And then in recognition of that, your mum has decided to make you the sole beneficiary of this house estate, which they have.
Yeah, that's pretty much
Pretty
it,
much
Grace.
Yeah. Got it down, no worries. Well, from today, I think, we've got a good idea of, who we are, how we can work together. And I definitely think I can feel a connection to, what you need
Yeah.
and how I can help you out. So I think we can definitely have a good working relationship there. If you do want to continue with us, I can provide you with all of the paperwork that you need through our receptionist. I can help break it down for you and everything, so it's not
Yes.
all confusing legal words for you. But I definitely think that we can move forward with changing your mother's will and helping that your needs are protected and that, the whole situation is resolved fairly well.
Thank you for listening.
No worries,
It's
I
very
really
difficult.
appreciate, yes, I can appreciate that it can be difficult
It is,
to talk
it's a
about
hard time.
family matters, especially with your mum's health, that it is,
Yeah.
it can be quite painful to talk about those things. So I do appreciate you coming in and trusting us with your story and your case today. So yeah, I hope that we can continue in this relationship. We'll definitely be in touch with you if you feel like you want to come back to us. If you don't, that's okay. I completely understand, but I do feel like we can progress well from here.
No, I feel very comfortable, and if I think of anything, I'll give you a call
Beautiful.
or email you.
Thank you so much for your honesty with us today and for, sharing so candidly what your family is going through. And yeah, I hope that it's been beneficial for both of us. So
Okay, thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Very
It's been
much.
lovely to chat to you.